Good Monday morning, June 10th, 2024. It's time for the Monday Market Report. Every Monday, we look at inventory of single-family homes that are located on saltwater canals that are for sale in Hudson, Florida and Hernando Beach, Florida, with at least 2 bedrooms and at least 2 bathrooms. And talk about what's going on with the inventory. I've actually been doing this Monday Market Report since 2019, so we've got some really neat data before the pandemic, during the pandemic, and now after the pandemic. Okay, so to get right to the numbers, today in Hudson, zip code 34667, we have 87 homes that meet the criteria. Compared to 5 years ago on this date in 2019, we only had 42 homes that met the criteria. In Hernando Beach, zip code 34607, we have 33 homes that meet the criteria compared to 6/10/19 when we had 25 homes that met the criteria. The newer data that we're starting to keep is in the Weeki Wachee area, that area around Rogers Park. We have 25 homes that meet the criteria. That's actually down 5 from 2 weeks ago. In the direct Gulf of Mexico access section of Hernando Beach, regardless of criteria, we have 28. And in the indirect section of Hernando Beach, regardless of criteria, we have 23. The indirect section of Hernando Beach, of course, being that section that requires you to go over a boat lift and under a fixed bridge to reach the Gulf. Okay, so what's going on in the real estate marketplace? We're having these little ripples of interest rates. What I mean by interest rates are generally around 7%. But when we get good economic data that shows that the economy is slowing down, and I know that's perverse thinking that good is slowing economy, interest rates go down. They'll go into the 6.75 range. Then we'll get data like we did on Friday with the jobs report, showing that inflation's running hotter than it should be, or there's more jobs being created. So it's a bad thing, and interest rates go up. Guys, there's nothing we can do right now about the economy. There's nothing we can do about the presidential politics. All of that has a bearing on people buying and selling houses, just like it has a bearing on the interest rates. Do we expect a rate cut in July or September? Maybe, but I just can't tell you what I think is going to happen. What I can say is, if your house is not compelling, it's not selling. There's more inventory of houses on the market than there is buyers looking on the market. And I was at a meeting this morning at breakfast, and somebody asked me, why do you have so many houses on the market? And I really think it's 3 things. Number one, I do believe Hurricane Idalia and the flooding caused a lot of people to rethink living on the water. And that's just the truth. I think a lot of older people, some people are like, I just don't want to go through it again. I love the water, but I'm not capable of dealing with another flood. So they're selling to get away from it. I think it's the natural ebb and flow of the real estate market. From 2020 to 2022, we sold a ton of houses. Maybe some of those people moved here thinking they'd be happy here, and they're not, and they're deciding to move now. That's natural. A lot of people that bought early have significant equity, and they're just trying to cash in on their equity, or people that have lived here for a long time said, hey, it's a great time to sell. I want to make a bunch of money. And I think the third reason is before coronavirus, Hudson, Hernando Beach were big, giant retirement areas. And a lot of those people bought in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and now they're just too old to live on the water. And I know that's horrible, but, you know, my parents are 87, 86, and 85. They live in a stilt home, but if they lived in a 1-story house, at some point, they're going to have to sell because they're just too old to live on the water. And I think that's some of the reason driving these sales right now and driving the inventory. The biggest piece of advice I can offer to sellers right now is, if you bought your house for, like, let's say $250,000 and it was worth $600,000 a year ago, but today you sell it for $500,000 because that's what you can actually sell it for. Did you lose $100,000 because you could have sold it at 6? Or did you make $250,000 because you only really owned it at 250? And I think that answer is you doubled your money, you made $250,000. And if you're selling, there's a reason why you're selling. And I think you got to take a long, hard look at what's your real profit here and what does your future life look like. And maybe it's time to make hard decisions on pricing. If you're buyers in our marketplace right now, I think you can drive a hard deal. You can go out, look at a bunch of houses, find the one you want, and go out and negotiate. See if they'll take less. Some people will, some people won't. But you might as well ask. And if somebody gets hurt over you making a lowball offer, that's not on you, that's not on them. This is just business. If they don't understand that, hey, what can we do? My name's Greg Clesius. I'm broker owner of Gulf Coast Fishing Homes Realty. I live on the water. This is what I do. I'm out on my boat. If you'd like realistic advice, give me a call at 813-394-4356. Have an amazing day. Bye now.